Now, we've got a very special guest on the line. This guy is practically Hitch. If you've seen the film by Will Smith, you know what I'm talking about. You can check his website out at johnnycassell.co.uk and check out his videos. But is he on the line? Have we got Johnny there?
He is.
Hello, Johnny. How you doing?
I'm good. It's johnnycassell.com.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I do apologise. My producer put .co.uk. I'll be slapping his bum when we get off air. So Johnny, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. I've been doing what I've been doing now for the last 7 years, I suppose. I started off, you kind of think, why are you doing this thing today? And it all goes back to, I was just absolutely crap with women.
Really? Because I've seen your website. You're a pretty man. You're a good-looking guy. I can't imagine why you'd be terrible.
Stop it, you.
So did the film Hitch, like, did that help? Did that start you off? Did you watch that and just go, you know what, I want to be this person? No,
literally, it was just having like this limited belief of, if you really want me to go back to the history of it, it was like, when I was like primary school, I held onto a limited belief of like girls don't like me, like because I got nasty comments when I was at school, and
right.
I went through school and I went through secondary school, and I thought, great, secondary school, I'll get over this. But it was an all-boys school.
Right, okay, so it's a bit difficult then.
So, you completely held on to that limited belief. And then I studied stuff like mechanics and motorsport engineering. Again, women were just absent in my life, and it just become an area that needed to be addressed.
Right.
And, yeah, I guess that was kind of the fuel behind where I'm at today, and I was quite enthusiastic about, better in this area of my life.
Okay, well, I've got some questions lined up for you that might be able to help me out. So, how do I find my perfect girl? Where do I start looking, Johnny?
Okay, so are you conscious of what you like, though?
What, in terms of appearances or personality?
This is it. This is like an exercise.
I'm not a fussy guy.
Well, okay, this is the thing. You need to get fussy.
Okay,
because
right.
Otherwise, the consequence of not being fussy is just settling for something that's just there.
Right.
And that's when problems down the line happen. So the best thing to do is earlier on is be aware of what we want. So I do this with my students as well. If you write 2 lists, and one list says aesthetically, and you write in detail aesthetically what you like in a woman.
Yeah.
So you become more consciously aware. And then you have another list that has character traits, like the character traits you want to take on board in your life from this woman.
Right. Okay.
Now you're more consciously aware of this woman. Mainly you start thinking, where would I find this type of woman?
Right. Okay. So these are the tips you give to your students and your clients.
Absolutely. You need to be looking to get the best return on your time, whether you put yourself. If you're a student, if you go to university and you're a student, you're going to the same old place like Tiger or something like that. You may not be getting the best return on your time there.
Okay.
When it comes to women.
That is great advice there,
It is
Johnny.
good advice.
I love that.
So I've found my girl. I've been fussy. I found her, and we've gone on a date. I've managed to get her there. What should I avoid doing? Like, obviously, like, don't fart in front of her and stuff like that. But is there any sort of points that I should not be doing on this date?
No garlic bread?
No garlic bread, yeah. You never get a kiss after that.
No, the obvious ones, I think, try to sort of steer away from asking the ex-boyfriend, girlfriend questions.
Right, yeah.
Maintain eye contact because it increases sexual tension, and the consequence of not building sexual tension is becoming put in a friend zone, and she'll never really see you as a potential mating partner. That's why people get put in a friend zone, because they never show their intent.
Okay.
And body language speaks like more than it does the things that come out of our mouth. If we're conveying like nervous body language, or we're twiddling with something, or twiddling your shirt buttons, then she's going to be on edge.
Have you had any dating disasters yourself?
Absolutely. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. Practice makes perfect, doesn't it? So what tips could you give me on maybe I've been on the date, I've got the girl. How can I make that relationship last?
Okay, so I think the big thing, I get asked this a lot, is how do I keep the relationship going? Well, the moment that you stop and forget being the person that you are and like fulfilling your purpose, and she becomes the most interesting thing in your life, that's the moment you messed up the relationship.
Okay.
Because you got to think about it. When you first met, you was just like this wild tiger in the jungle, right? And she feels like
Love it.
She's tamed you. But what women like naturally try to do is they try to tame you so you're like this little house cat just sat on the sofa, but she doesn't actually want you to turn into that.
Right, okay,
It wants
right.
you fulfilling like your purpose and keeping your interest going. But a lot of guys just fall into being just too comfortable and stop being who they are.
I really love that. I'm here taking down notes, Johnny.
I love you, Johnny. You're the best guest we've had. You're the best guest we've had. Right, I've got a little game now because sat next to me is Winnie. Now, I'll try to get her on a date. And I keep getting put down. Like she's not having any of it, right? But I've seen your videos and I've seen what you can do on the street. But I want to know if you can do it live, like without even being face to face. You can't see what you look like. You can't see what you look like. It's purely on your skills.
You sound nice though.
As a pickup artist. So I want you to just go now and just try and get Winnie to at least say yes to going out with you. Go.
Hey, Winnie, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm amazing.
That's good.
So tell me, what do you do other than this for fun?
I like to go out with my friends. I like to go out to restaurants. I like to watch movies, and I like to blog.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you're into like period dramas, films, and stuff like that.
Downton Abbey. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, Johnny, to wrap this up. If you can get her in 30 seconds, you're my idol.
Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, me and you, Great Gatsby, yes or no?
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
At least you got a yes. It's not a convincing yes, but a yes nonetheless. Brilliant. I'll tell you what, Johnny, thank you very much for coming on the show and being a great sport. Obviously, if people want to get you, they can go to johnnycassell.com and away you go. But yeah, thank you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Okay, guys, great
Take
fun.
care.
Take it
Bye.
easy. Bye.
Bye.